We are the Liberty Intelligence Organization Network. This is our news recap show. I am your host. You can call me the Captain. And basically what I got lined up here for, this next series here is a bunch of special reports I've put together because, as I mentioned, the New World Order is coming in warp speed now, so I've really run out of time to put together the broadcast which have outlined the different aspects of the New World Order, and just really have to go with these special reports because it's on a daily basis now how quickly things are escalating. But first, what I want to talk about here is a little bit of health news. That's what we're going over right here in the segment number 1 of this special report, because health's important. You got to take care of yourself. And what I want to talk about today are antipsychotic drugs, antidepressants, Ritalins, Prozacs, all those types of drugs that affect the mind. Now, why this is important is because your brain is really the instrument that controls your whole body. It sends electrical signals through chemical reactions that cause certain receptors in the brain to absorb different aspects of information and different signals and impulses that cause your body to do certain things. They run along your nervous system. That's how the brain functions. So once you start introducing certain drugs to the brain chemical makeup, certain receptors are closed and other receptors are open, which means you may feel a good sensation from doing something that may have not felt good before. For example, a pain reliever. A pain reliever will shut off certain receptors in the brain that tell you that something hurts, so that even though your body is in pain, your brain will not feel it, and therefore you will not know that your body is in pain. Now, that's just one aspect of how a drug affects the chemical makeup of a brain. The antipsychotic drugs affect the way you think. They go after the aspects of the brain that control your emotions, how you feel about certain things, antidepressant stuff, anti-hyperactive sort of stuff, all those types of drugs. Really, and you see them all the time. That's what they advertise non-stop, because it is $1 million, billion-dollar, trillion-dollar market for the pharmaceutical companies. You have to understand that. And guess who owns and runs pharmaceutical companies? You guessed it, the criminal organization known as the New World Order. So it helps them to control us not only in our brain chemical makeup, but also through our wealth. But here's the deal with that. Why am I explaining all this and really giving you all a very in-depth outline of it? Well, it's because the troops are being given these drugs. Now, it used to be in the past that troops, if it had been shown in their history that they had ever taken a psychotropic drug, they were denied, entry into the military. They weren't allowed into the armed services because of that. Now they're giving the active duty troops these psychotropic drugs. So you got to understand these things. Now, what do these psychotropic drugs do? Well, they've been tested on animals, and it says right on most of the labels, may cause suicidal or homicidal tendencies. That means you might kill yourself, and you might kill other people. It says it right on the thing. When they tested on the animals have literally committed suicide. They swim up. They test them on shrimp. Here's the big one, where they swim up right up to the predators and let the predators eat them, the shrimp that are given these antipsychotropic drugs. So they're giving them to the troops. Well, troops are committing 22 on average. 22 troops commit suicide a day. 22 veterans, 22 military people commit suicide a day. Why do you think that's occurring? Could it be because they're being given the drugs that say may cause suicidal, homicidal tendencies? And in addition to that, in Afghanistan, a troop recently snuck off the base, and there was a big trial all about it. You can go look it up. Went in Afghanistan and killed a bunch of people in a village because he went on a psychotic rage. Suicidal or homicidal tendencies. That's what these drugs cause you to do. You either kill yourself or you kill a lot of other people. That's what you do. Now, in addition to being the troops are given this, they're also giving them to foster kids. And even in some school districts, they're promoting the idea that since some of the kids have to take these drugs, all the kids have to take these drugs to give it an equal playing field. You understand where this is going. Soon they just want everybody to take these drugs that want you to kill yourself and want you to hurt other people. That's what these drugs do. They turn you into a crazy killer. So there you go. That's the breakdown of this. And as you know, don't take these drugs. That's why I said it's about your health. As you know, here, the Liberty Movement and the Liberty Intelligence Organization, we're all against violence against other people. So we're against drugs that cause people to become violent. Now, in addition, the majority of the mass shooters, Adam Lanza's, the guy that shot the Aurora, movie theater, all the way back to the Columbine kids, you know, even before then, they're all, it turns out, the majority of them, the Chris Dorner guy, the majority of them are taking these drugs. So there's another connection, how it all relates to this. And in addition to that, it turns out a lot of these crazy shooter guys also turn out to be Satanists. If you want to tie it into the New World Order any more than that, you know, their basic belief structure is what these guys followed. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. I know it's crazy, but you have to understand it's very real, and we have to start getting active about it. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay free, and stay informed.